Our species, Homo sapiens, has lived for about 200,000 years. For 99% of this time, people lived as hunter-gatherers in small groups. Within these groups, sharing was part of the lifestyle. The individual was dependent on the group. Sharing was beneficial for the group and for the individual. Besides, it was easy to share because property was extremely limited. The group were always on the move, except in certain situations, to avoid wearing down their natural support base. People could not have more property than they could carry, and the woman often had to carry a child. Normally, although there were exceptions, the hunter-gatherer groups utilized their natural support in an ecologically sustainable way. The groups did not normally have a leader in the sense of a boss or master. Time was largely irrelevant, and such a phenomenon as anonymity was unthinkable. 10,000 years ago, when the estimated population of the world was 5 million, people in certain areas began to support themselves in a new fashion, by cultivating the land. The agricultural revolution occurred and subsequently spread. Agriculture meant settling down. People could cope with more possessions, and so ownership became part of normal life. This in turn resulted in social stratification. Society became divided into the chief, peasants, soldiers, slaves, etc. The attitude to the natural support basis was still one of housekeeping, although forests were cleared to make space for cultivation. In the agricultural society, time became relevant, and this meant living with seasons. About 260 years ago, with an estimated world population of 800 million, the next great revolution took place, the Industrial Revolution. It was based on fossil coal as energy source, the steam engine as energy transformer, and the colonial system as the means for bringing resources from all over the world to Europe. The hunter-gatherer society was characterized by sharing, the pre-industrial agricultural society by owning, and the industrial society by steadily increased ownership. Acquisition and consumption are means of keeping the industrial system going. The ecologically sustainable, or housekeeping, mode of life was replaced by an exploiting one. Anonymity became common, which contributes to criminality. Humans have long generations and few offspring, which means slow adaptation by the process of natural selection. The human species has not had time to readapt biologically to the mode of life in industrialized society with its big cities. People have been biologically shaped by, and adapted to the situation and lifestyle that lasted for a long time, that of the hunter-gatherers. Biologically, people are still Stone Age beings. Now, however, we Stone Age beings live in the modern industrialized system with its big cities normally far removed from a natural environment, separated from our ecological support system. Many of us live in a noisy and polluted environment where we have to close our senses. How, for instance, can we assimilate the whole flow of advertising matter? Many live alone in the crowd, anonymously, and under rapidly changing conditions. We live in a technically, economically, socially complicated and sensitive condition which is difficult to grasp and where alienation is common. To a great extent, people are consumers of a commercialized culture. Stress at the office desk with telephones cannot be physically utilized, and so is stress in a negative sense. We have, so to speak, driven a wedge between our nature and our lifestyle. We are forced to live more or less on the margin of our patience in various respects.